Here's a bad intro. Something weird came across my desk this morning, and it wasn't from Matt Lauer. I was browsing TikTok this morning, and I came across a video by a 19-year-old bodybuilder. And in that video, he was ranting about how boys these days are weaker. Teenage boys are weaker and not as strong as kids in the 80s. And quote, if you look at high school pictures in the 80s, all those kids are super ripped and shit.
The 80s, the 70s, go look at the 60s, go look at the fucking people in their PE class. Everyone was fucking shredded to the fucking gills, bro.
His evidence for kids being stronger in the 80s was that the national average score for testosterone for teenage boys has dropped by like 16 points or something. And that sparked a lot of controversy, right? A lot of people were in the comments saying, no man, it's processed foods, it's microplastics. But other people kind of zoned in on technology and how kids these days live a more sedentary life. Now, is there some truth that young men these days are potentially less ripped or not as ripped as, young men in the 70s and 80s? Yeah, possibly, and for good reason, because compared to what experiences we have now, bodybuilding is kind of mid. And that's coming from someone who enjoys working out. I'm not against bodybuilding in any way or just, lifting weight in general. I personally enjoy doing it. But when I compare the experience of lifting weight, I think there are many comparable experiences that are probably better. As an example, let's say deadlifting. That experience gives you a little hit of dopamine, right? Or, possibly even serotonin, whatever. I don't know how the brain works. Regardless, the point is it makes you feel good. I'm willing to wager that the feeling you get from scoring a single goal in Rocket League is on par with deadlifting 200 pounds. And in a single session of Rocket League, you could probably score anywhere from 15 to 25 goals. And that's like, essentially deadlifting 200 pounds 15 to 25 times in a 30-minute period. And then you can get off that and then go watch porn and then other things. I mean, we all know that we have too much. We're oversaturated with the amount of things that make us feel good. But I don't think it's crazy that testosterone is lower or people are working out less because, bodybuilding is kind of mid when you look at what else is out there. Hey there. Oh yeah. It's ad time. I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is NordVPN. You all know I'm a very big proponent of protecting yourself while browsing the internet. Don't go raw when you're going online. NordVPN is a great way to avoid doing that. It's very easy to use. In just one click, you can connect to one of their 5,500 servers. Am I reading that right? Yeah, 5,500 servers in 60 different countries, which means you are guaranteed to have at least one place to connect from. What does that mean for you? Well, it could mean a couple things. You might be traveling a lot now that borders and stuff are opening back up. So VPN is a great way to protect yourself if you're using the internet on a public network, maybe at a coffee shop or an airport. It also means if you're in a different country, you can access media from back home, or maybe you're at home and you want to access media in a different country. Maybe reality shows that burn a hole in your brain, perhaps. That's one example. That also means some cool things like your internet service provider can't throttle you when you're using the internet because they don't know where you're connecting from, so that will give you no limitations on the internet connection you deserve to have in your own home. And for all my nerds out there, NordVPN offers a double VPN, which means, yep, you can double bag it when you're going online. So if you're looking for a way to protect yourself while browsing the internet, go to nordvpn.com/Noel Miller. Sign up right now. They're offering a deal. And even better, Nord is offering a massive discount right now. They have a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no reason not to give it a shot. You can sign up now at nordvpn.com/Noel Miller. Use my code, get this discount, stop going raw online, double bag it, be protected. All right. Now let's get back into the video. You ever taken a 10 milligram edible and watched like 4 hours of extreme downhill biking? You should try it. I think it's way better than working out. There's a decent list of activities that kind of trumps bodybuilding, objectively, regardless of your feelings. Even if you're a bodybuilder watching this, I'm sure there are things that you enjoy doing more than bodybuilding. I mean, tweeting or even posting on Instagram, even posting a TikTok, that is arguably better than working out because no one works out to just work out. You work out to post because what feels better, pumping in the gym or posting the pump? Posting it. It's way better. It makes sense that people may opt for these better experiences and, young men may be working out less. That said, I do want to defend bodybuilding a little bit and actually defend young men of this age and say, I don't know if they're less ripped and shit. I have to say, as I've been touring, you know, I've worked out in a number of gyms across America. I've worked out at gyms in Omaha, Nebraska. I've worked out at gyms in the suburbs of Chicago, which is Schaumburg, the real Chicago. The list goes on. You can actually see the whole list at noelmillerlive.com. You can even buy a ticket to a show. Now, when I go to these gyms, I encounter plenty of high schoolers that are 2 to 3 times my size. So much so that I look at them and think, what the fuck am I doing here? I should just be learning how to sling a bow and arrow or set up a crossbow. Because if it ever came down to me versus this kid, physicality is not working in my favor. I need an extra bit of force. I would argue that young men have more access to more information regarding bodybuilding and fitness overall. So I would wager that kids these days are probably stronger, or at least have the ability to be stronger, but they just choose not to because of Rocket League. Now, what is interesting is there are a bunch of powerlifting records, I think, set by teenagers in the 80s, and they haven't been broken by any modern teenager. But that said, you know, I've seen plenty of teenagers deadlift 600 pounds on TikTok. So if kids were in fact stronger in the 80s, I don't know. I don't really care, because one of the more interesting points that my boy from TikTok made, you know, his arguments against young men were so compelling and so entertaining that I had to go through his profile. And he had this other TikTok where he sort of talks about Nofap for 3 minutes. If you don't know what that is, that means you don't play with your dick.
Again, if you're my mom or you're my little sister, click off this shit. Yeah, Nofap definitely works. Like, you notice the benefits like within a week, man.
It killed me because in that TikTok, he throws out something that I've never heard before. He goes, you know what's crazy? There was a study where they put a monkey in a cage for 3 years, and all he did was masturbate. And then they let him out into the wild, and when he was in the wild, he never masturbated. So keep that in mind, that when a monkey had a life to live, he didn't masturbate. The way he phrased it, it sounded like total bullshit. I'm like, what? Who is putting monkeys in cages to see if they beat their meat? Turns out they did that. They definitely did that. And it's a clear observation that people have made, which is, yeah, monkeys, when left with nothing to do, will jerk their dicks. The rest of the video is him explaining how his lifestyle had greatly improved and his overall life experience had improved once he let go of masturbating.
I feel like Nofap makes your purpose more clear in life. It makes you like more level-headed, and it makes you like go down a path where you're like, all right, that's what I want. I'm gonna get it. You know what I mean?
You know, he talked about how much more motivated he was, how much more productive he could be socially, how much more engaged he was with other people, and even willing to pursue women.
I feel like when you're playing with your fucking wiener snitchel every day, bro, it fucking drains you of your energy, you know?
I heard all this and I'm like, well, yeah, man, it's because you're not tired. Like, no shit. Of course you got drive and energy to do all these things because you didn't zap your nuts before leaving the house in the morning. Now you have all the drive and energy that most humans normally have because you didn't empty your balls into the toilet. Anyways, yeah, those are my quick thoughts. I just wanted to, I don't know, put them in this little video and put it out there. Mostly because I'm being less precious about this stuff. Also, I thought it'd be really apt if we ended the video on a piece of advice from our TikTok bodybuilder. So I'll let him close it out. Thanks for tuning in. See you with another video. Goodbye.
Finally, I'm going to end it with a study, right? So they put a monkey in a cage for 3 years, right? And the monkey in the cage, they found that the monkey played with himself every fucking day. Whenever he had the urge, he would play with himself, right? They put the same monkey in the wild, and the monkey didn't play with himself because the monkey in the wild had purpose. Remember that.
Brought a V12 to this rat race, yeah. Brought a V12 to this rat race, come on. Brought a V12 to this rat race, Brought a V12 to this